Hi, I'm Stacy, the owner of Shimmerz Paints. This is, I guess what you could say, part 2 of the jewelry making, bead making video. I wanted to show you some specific painting techniques with Shimmerz on your beads. In the last video, I showed you how to make beads using Delight and some other clay compounds. I would suggest that you watch that first so that you can make your own beads. But now what I want to do is I want to share with you some beads that I've actually done. Like this little bead here was painted with Haughty Pink blings, and then I used espresso pearls and I just made little polka dots. My kids say they look like the little crunch berries in Captain Crunch. But I think
those are good.
I think they're a lot of fun. This one here was done with just a wad of clay. I squished it out, I poked a hole in it, I stamped it, and then I sprayed it with the Vibes blue jeans. And then just put some little extra beads and little wire pieces on it. But today I want to show you some specific technique. I want to show you how to make the giraffe bead, the zebra bead, the cheetah, and also the crackle.
Shimmerz gone wild.
Shimmerz gone wild, yes. So those are the things specifically that I want to show you how to do today. So first we're going to start with that giraffe bead. I took a bead, I painted it with buttercream Shimmerz. Just covered the whole thing with buttercream. And I put 2 coats on. So then what I'm going to do is, you'll notice on a giraffe that his spots are not connected. They're always framed in by that lighter cream color. So for his spots, I'm going to use chocolate in Shimmerz. And you know, you just need to experiment with brushes, whatever you feel comfortable with. If you feel comfortable with a small one, great, a bigger one, great, just whatever you want to do. So then there's no rhyme or reason. They're not exactly squares, they're not triangles, they're just sort of spots, I guess. Then leave a space in between and just keep painting. And don't worry that it doesn't look completely symmetrical. I bet if you went up to a giraffe and measured his spots, they wouldn't be completely symmetrical.
They wouldn't. I did that yesterday.
Oh, good. Thanks, Sam. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
your help on that.
Just staying right on the ball.
Yeah, good girl.
Thanks.
So you can see how this is kind of coming together. And you just keep going and filling in gaps, leaving space in between. You don't want your spots right on top of each other. Some are going to be bigger, some are going to be smaller, and you can see how that's starting to take shape. And before you know it, you will have a giraffe bead. Now, one thing you want to remember, and I'm going to mention this several times throughout the video because it's very, very important, is, oh, and here's my little homemade bead dryer. Isn't that crazy? It's just styrofoam and pins, that's all it is. But what you're going to want to do not forget, is I would spray at least 2 coats of an acrylic sealer on your bead when you're done. Shimmerz is water-based. You do not want your giraffe spots to wash off when you go wash your hands and your bracelet gets wet. Okay, so then what we're going to move on to are the cheetah beads. And I love bracelets. You'll see that almost all my jewelry here are bracelets. I love to stack them up. I like to wear more than one. I think they're a lot of fun. You can just go crazy with bracelets. So we're going to do this cheetah bead now. And I, again, put 2 coats of, this time, antique lace Shimmerz on my bead. Let it dry. Then what I did is, instead of making the big spots like we did on the giraffe, I'm using chocolate again. I'm just going to make kind of a squiggly spot here and there. And I'm going to try and space them so that they've got some space in between them. And I'm going to do all my brown spots first. But for the sake of time, I'm going to try to run through this really fast. So then what I'm going to do is set my bead over here to dry on my cheap little piece of styrofoam. And I'm going to use some coal Shimmerz because we need a little black on that cheetah. And I'm going to take that bead again with a little bit smaller brush this time, and I'm just going to make little squiggles And you can see just little squiggle marks. And you can see how that's going to kind of take shape. Make sure you leave a gap with the antique lace. You don't want your spots too close together. And you can see how that's going to come together with those squiggles. And it just, there's no rhyme or reason, just go for it. This is one of those beads that if you've had too much coffee and you've got the shakes, this is the perfect bead for it, because the more your hand shakes, the more squiggles you get and the better the bead. And you can see how that's starting to take shape, just like these. And again, spray it with your acrylic sealer. And that's how you do the cheetah bead. Then, one of the most fun beads, I love doing these, is the zebra bead. And what I did with the zebra bead is, let's put the chocolate away and the buttercream away. I used Pearl, the Teresa Collins series Pearl, and I painted my bead again twice, 2 coats. Then I'm going to take a little larger brush in my Kohl Shimmerz, and you just kind of start, I usually start with like a V, and I kind of squiggle it out, and I just get myself sort of a zebra stripe started. Now the reason I got really inspired with zebra is I just recently bought a love seat that is zebra print, and I absolutely love it. It's so cool. And I think the animal print, whether you decorate with it or you wear it, it goes with everything. It's a neutral. It's always in style. It's always current. And you don't have to worry about it not going with things. It's totally neutral.
Kim Kardashian pulls it off.
Hey, yeah, you know, if you like her, I guess. So I just keep painting little stripes, and sometimes I connect to them. Sometimes I don't. Some are big, some are small. And you can see how that's starting to take shape. And before you know it, you're going to have a zebra bead, just like that. So Samantha has the zebra.
Hold on, I'll cover it. I gotta
Has
show
a
it.
zebra bracelet on. See, and then you can add some other beads to it, and it's really, really fun. Again, it goes with every outfit. So much fun. It's a great gift if you've got, you know,
I'm sorry.
what a great gift to make for bridesmaids. You know, everybody has matching bracelets, or for birthdays, or whatever you've got coming. It is just, it's really, really fun, and it's very unique. So the last bead I'm going to show you how to do is the one with crackle. This I absolutely love. Like these beads here, they have crackle on them, and you can pick your color choices. You can see this one. This is the one that we're going to do today, and I'm going to kind of turn that slowly so hopefully you can see some of the color differences in it. So what I did is I made, of course, my bead out of the Delight paper clay. Oops, the Delight. Then I put 2 coats of pearl, Shimmerz pearls on there. Then I added 1 coat, and I didn't do it really, really thick, of the crackle accents. Let it dry. It took maybe an hour or so for it to dry, and you can see it's really glossy. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Ruby Spritz, one of my favorite colors, and I'm going to spray that bead. Then I'm going to take some concrete spritz. I love concrete. It is so misunderstood. If you want a major dose of sparkle and shimmer in a silver color, concrete is your color. It is awesome. So I'm going to use those 2 colors, worked up all that shimmer off of the bottom, holding that bead again with my little pin, and I just start spritzing it. And you can see already it's seeping down into those cracks. And you can use your heat tool on this. Be careful, don't cook it, but you can heat it to dry it a little bit faster if you want. You can add a little bit of concrete here and there, and you can see it's starting to blend, and you're getting those deep cracks, and before you know it, you're going to have the most amazing bead. Let it dry. If you want to layer more color, you can. If you want to put some paint on there, you can. Whatever you put in there, it's going to seep down into those cracks, and it's going to be so cool. It's so much fun to watch. And before you know it, you're going to have a really awesome crackled bead. Now, if none of you have ever made jewelry before, seriously, it is so easy. I've never done it before this. I'm totally a newbie. But leave comments on the blog if you want like a little jewelry tutorial on how to do like the little head pins or the eye pins, or actually constructing the bracelet or the jewelry itself. Leave comments on the blog. I'm happy to do something like that and kind of, you know, show you what I do. But really, seriously, it's super, super easy. So I hope I've given you some ideas. I hope I've inspired you. I'm telling you, this is so much fun, and I'm very, very excited about it. If you have questions, leave comments. I will be watching that, and I will try to answer any questions you have. But be inspired, make some jewelry. And please email your pictures to me. I want to see what you're doing. Thanks so much. Have a great day.